Hi guys, welcome back to Talks with Rita, a platform where we talk all things social issues. To my returning subscribers, thank you so much for being part of this journey. I really appreciate you guys. And to those who are probably just passing by, kindly click the subscribe button so that you can be part of this journey, so that you can also, contribute to this community that we are creating. This is a platform where we talk all things social issues, guys. All things social issues. My name is Rita, and it has been quite an interesting journey since the YouTube channel started. It has how can I put it? It has allowed me to interact with people that I really had no idea were going through the similar things that I went through. Yeah. So thank you. I really also want to thank those who got the courage to approach me, who got the courage to call me, who got the courage to text me. It's not easy to come out and share your story. It's not easy to come out and be vulnerable to somebody and tell them, like, look, this is what I'm going through. It's not easy. So thank you for getting the courage to come out. And I really hope the little advice or direction that I gave will go a long way. And for anyone who's still going through this, anyone who's not yet comfortable coming out and sharing their story, this is a platform where I give tips, advice, where I create awareness with regards to social issues. And currently I'm on the topic of gender-based violence, domestic violence, toxic relationships. So I've been sharing this for a while now, different things with regards to gender-based violence. And recently, I can say last week, I did part 1 of my story, just a little bit what I went through. And then I thought I should continue because it's more like I started something that I did not complete the puzzle clearly. So again, I'm going to say this in this video. I'm not sharing my story because maybe I want to tarnish the image of the person I was with in a relationship, of my ex-partner. No, the intentions of me sharing my story is because I want to help. I want to assist anyone out there who could possibly feel that I'm the only one going through this. How do I go about it? Who do I talk to? How do I even start? So I'm creating awareness. 1, I'm giving guidance, direction on how to go about it. So again, I'm requesting some of you who might know my ex not to link my video with him in any way. Don't even mention his name. There's no point for that. I have moved on. He has moved on. We are living our separate lives. He has his own side of the story. And if he wants to share his side of the story, he has the right to do that. I'm also just sharing my side of the story in the hope that I create awareness, in the hope that I become a support system or a support person to 1 or 2 people who could possibly be going through the same situation that I was in. So I will continue with part 2 of my story, and I will not mention any names whatsoever. I'll just give an overview of what I went through, and hopefully in other parts I'll share how I personally managed to get out from a toxic relationship that I was in. Right. So these are heart-to-heart talks, which I'm ready. And I think you are only able to talk about this type of things when you have healed or when you are completing your healing cycle. So I'm at that stage where I can talk about my experience without really having too much pain or hurt, because it has been a journey, a healing process for me. Yeah. So I'll talk about how it all started, what I went through, what I experienced, and this is again to create awareness, to make someone out there to feel that you are not alone, in the sense that it's a lot of us who have been through those situations, and you can come out alive. You can come out alive. There is life after being in a toxic relationship. There is life after being abused or treated badly by someone who you thought could protect you, could there is life. So where do I start? Okay, it all started when I was at university. Yeah. Oh, that's where it all started, guys. That's where it all started. And I saw the red lights. I saw them. I knew that these were red lights, red flags. But I ignored them. I ignored them. The first encounter was, because this is the person I dated first before we got married. We dated for close to 4 years, and then we've been married close to 6 years. So this is the person I have been with for 10 years. The dating phase and the marriage part. Yes. Despite that, I saw the red flags when we were dating. I still got married to the person. I got married, and during the dating phase at varsity, the first thing that happened was we had a disagreement, and the way he retaliated got me scared. He pushed me and said some words which I never thought people would say to the person that you love. I wish I could say them in my language, but I'll try to translate it in English. He pushed me during that disagreement, and it was more like, so who the hell do you think you are? Get out. Something like that. Get out. Who the hell do you think you are? So I was pushed, and then I got frozen. I got scared. I was like, oh my God, not even my mom has ever pushed me like that. Not even my dad. I got frozen and I walked away. I just walked away from that scene. And probably maybe he got frightened also, like she did not say anything or what. I walked away because it was my first time to be treated like that. And then I saw him running behind me, and then he came, he apologized and blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, oh, okay, let's try again, That was the first time. The second time, he slapped me during an argument. I was slapped. I was slapped. I didn't expect it because I've never been slapped before by a boyfriend. So he slapped me, and then I was like, what is this? Should it be like this? It was the second time, and I took it light. Again, I forgave him. I was like, maybe that's how relationships are supposed to be. Maybe that's what happens when people have disagreements. Fine. Those were all red lights, guys, which I just took lightly, and I was like, okay, I forgive you, boo. My boo thing that time, my love, I forgive you. The third time was now in front of my friends. They know themselves. I know they'll see this video. I know, girls. I know. I should have listened to you guys. I should have, but it's life. It's part of my story. I'm one person who believes like everything happens for a reason. Everything, seriously, good or bad, it happens for a reason. So I was again slapped in front of my friends, 2 of them, two close friends of mine. Those who know me very well, they know these two ladies. So what basically happened was that I was in the hostel and he was now staying outside campus. He had gotten a job. I was still a student. And we had misunderstanding over the phone. We were exchanging words, we were arguing. And my friends came to visit me at my room. I was there sitting and I was crying, telling them what the disagreement and stuff. And then I even forgot that, because of my friends, I even forgot that we still had that issue. And just to hear someone is knocking at the door and I opened, it was him. And then I was slapped in front of my friends. They came to the rescue to push him and, to rescue the situation, because they could see that it was not only a slap that he wanted to do, he wanted to go further than that. The girls were shocked. I was traumatized. I was like, who does that? There are people here. You don't do that. Come on now. But yeah, I was slapped in front of my friends. Yeah, it was embarrassing. 1, 2, it was painful. And after that, he walked out. He went. The girls were like, no, Rita, this is not right. I mean, we are here with you. The dude still had the guts to do that in front of us. Yeah, so, guys, I still forgave him and continued in the relationship. A lot of other fights came in between. A lot of red flags came in between. Not only physical, verbal things, verbal words that were said, belittling, degrading. I remember one of the things that was said that was really painful was that I'm using him. Up to now, I still try to understand like how, like at which angle. But anyway, yeah. So a lot of things were said. There was a lot of physical abuse, and I still kept on forgiving him, hoping for the best, believing that probably that's how relationships are. People do have misunderstandings, and yeah, I forgave him over and over and over and over and over and over and over, to the point that we got married. We got married, and the saying that things, if things are bad when you are dating, they will get worse when you get married. That saying is not a joke. I personally experienced it. These red flags that I ignored when we're dating, the slapping, the pushing, the slapping in front of my friends, when we got married, things got worse. I think most of us have this hope that when we get married, people are going to mature and these things are going to stop, right? I hope you understand what I mean. That saying that things get worse when you get married, if you are being abused when you are dating, when you get married, things get worse. I took it light, yeah? My friends, when they saw that, they cautioned me. My mother and other people, I did not disclose. Many people didn't know. But the most person who knew was my mother and my sister. 2 of them. They knew my situation, and the 2 friends that saw. So if they would not have seen, those 2 girls would not have known anything, because I kept it to myself. It was a secret, a best kept secret that I don't want people to know about what I'm going through. So I kept it to myself and got married. My mom kept cautioning me that, you know what, the way things are between you and this guy, it's not healthy. It shouldn't be like that. you know. So me being me, having hopes and believing that things will work out, things will be fine. Yes, I got married. And also I think it's that thing of I don't want to change a lot of partners, you know, plus it's a comfort zone for me. Here's the thing. The other thing is that when you are in an abusive or toxic relationship, it's not that it will be toxic every day or there'll be abuse every day. There will be moments that will look as though, wow, things are good, things are fine, until boom, another episode comes. Yeah. I think as time goes by, I'll share on the circle of abuse, of violence. It is really a circle. There's this honeymoon phase when things are all fine and you feel like, yeah, we are good now. That will not happen again until it happens again. And you go like, oh, Lord, when will this stop? When will this stop? You know? So, unfortunately, or I don't know how I can say it, but yeah, I committed to a marriage. And as we were preparing for this marriage, another huge red light, which I tried to also just brush out, was the fact that he was insisting on marriage in community of property. I'm not saying in community of property is bad or wrong, but I feel the pressure that there was, the pressure that there was, the reasons that he gave, really, up to now, I sit and I go like, really? Are those the reasons why people should get married in community of property? One of the reasons was that when you are married out of community of property, it does not feel like it's marriage. You know, I tried to make him understand that marriage is marriage. If people are committed to each other, it doesn't matter whether there's a marriage certificate or what. But I saw each time I brought my own opinion on that aspect, it would trigger. So I just accepted and I said, okay, we'll go ahead. Yeah? Because things like I'm the head of the family, I'm the man in this relationship would come out. So I'll just go like, okay, yeah, let's do as you want. So we got married and yeah, life went on. And then the physical fights, yeah, they were escalating now. Oh, good Lord. It was becoming bad. It was bad. It was life-threatening. It was bad in the sense that our son was exposed to these fights. He was seeing them. He was witnessing this, and I was not happy with the fact that he's exposed to this. Yeah, so one aspect I would want to highlight on, it was a lot of events, but I don't want to talk about all of them. No, I'll just talk about some of them. Was when I was pregnant with our daughter. Yeah, I got beat up. I got beaten when I was pregnant, and guys, I thought that I'm the most fragile thing. I mean, when a person is pregnant, they are the most fragile. Like, you can die. The child can die. So he beat me up. Not in a private space, not in a private place, but in front of our guests. In our house, we had people who were visiting us. There was another guest in the guest room. She was sleeping, and we were in the sitting room with husband and wife, and we were discussing business. And all of a sudden, I just saw him standing up and poof, hit me on my eye. To be honest, up to today, I ask myself, what did I do? What exactly did I can't remember. Like, I really can't remember. He claims I insulted him in front of our guests. I have asked those people time and again to, like, guys, please make me understand, what insults did I say that day? each of them just laugh and just say, we have never seen such, like we have never seen a person who stands up and just hit a pregnant woman in front of people just like that. So it was becoming bad. It was bad for me, and as much as I tried to keep it to myself, I couldn't hold it anymore. It was bad. I ran to the police. Unfortunately, I withdrew the case. Because this was the father of my children. I didn't want him to lose the job. And I hoped he would stop. I really hoped he would stop. I hoped things would change. I kept having this hope, man, that no, he will stop, he will change. Because I was praying, guys. I prayed a lot. I'm not saying God failed. God did his part. And as much as we are Christians, we should understand that God will do his part, but you and me, we are required to do our part. Yeah? We need to make choices. We need to make decisions. Yeah? God will not come down and appear and say, here I am, I'm God, Rita, walk out. Rita. No. He will not do that. And I think maybe that's what I was expecting. Okay, no, but I prayed, I cried, I fasted, I did everything that I could, because I am a wife material. Yes, but truth is, I am a wife material, and I know many of you out there are wife materials. I think most women want to be married and settle. That's what I wanted for myself. I wanted a family. I wanted a stable family for my kids to grow in. I never wanted my kids to just, I wanted to create that for my family. I wanted this to work so bad. I wanted to be, oh God, a wife, and him being my husband. I loved him, man. Come on, I wanted this to work so bad. So I stayed for a while. Very long time. I stayed because I wanted it so bad. I was in denial. I didn't want to accept that this thing is a sinking ship. As much as I'm rooting for marriage, as much as I want this, but that toxic environment was not good for me, was not good for our kids. It was becoming worse, But however, guys, I stayed. And when I was beaten, when I was pregnant, I had an upcoming workshop, gender-based violence upcoming workshop, where I was taking part. So, guys, I went to that workshop with a black eye, and I was heavily pregnant. I was about 6 months. I was heavily pregnant, and I'm one of those people who get so huge and people can see that she is pregnant. So there was an upcoming workshop focusing on GBV. And as a social worker, God, it was embarrassing to go to that workshop. I couldn't cancel because that happened on Saturday and my trip was already set. Sunday, I have to leave. Monday, the workshop starts. So I couldn't cancel. I couldn't tell anyone, the social workers I was moving with, I couldn't tell them what had happened to me. I mean, money was already paid. When you travel for these workshops, there's money involved, and, so I couldn't cancel. I went to the workshop with a black eye. Still in that workshop, I couldn't open up to anyone because I'm a social worker. I mean, I should know these things. That's the expectation of society. And I was scared for myself. I mean, I was like, what will they say? What will they think? I'm supposed to be helping people, but I'm allowing myself to go through this. I went to that workshop with if you've never been hit at your eye, you don't know the pain. When light comes in, it is so painful. When you wake up in the morning or step outside, it is so painful. Like I couldn't, Lord. I got hit on my eye. There was a workshop coming. I had to go to that workshop. Now, when I was hit in front of those two couples, when I was hit, it's not like he was doing it and then wants to retreat back. That, no, it's a mistake, or I don't know. He would hit and he wants to go on. You get what I'm saying? He wants to go on and on. So the couple stood up to rescue the situation. So when they were doing that to pull him back and push me the other side, I ran out of the house. We were staying in the apartments. We were on the first floor. I ran for my life because he was still charging at me. He was still coming. He still wanted to hit me even further. I ran with my 6 month belly, pregnancy, running outside the flat, the apartment on the first floor, and I jumped. I jumped because I was like, I could hear he's coming. He's telling the people inside the house, no, she insulted me. They are trying to stop him. They're trying to control him. They're trying to calm him down. He just went on. No, she insulted me. How can she insult me like that? They're like, how did she insult you? But, he went on. I look back, this guy, he will come and finish me off. So I ran and I jumped on the stairs. I jumped. And up to today, I always go like, Lord, it is by your grace that my girl survived. And how I landed, it was dark, by the way. It was dark outside. It was in the evening. It was dark. It was nighttime. So it was not intentional for me to jump. I was just running for my life. The time I remembered that there are steps going down, it was too late. I had missed all of them and I flew. Luckily, I fell on, in a cat position, on my knees and on my hands. So I didn't fall on my belly. However, that had too much impact on me because I was heavily pregnant and, oh my God, I was super scared that something would happen to the baby. I continued running. There is a nearby police station, a mobile police station where I ran to. And I didn't care that there could be people or what. I just ran inside that police station and went right behind the police officer who was there, a female police officer who was there, because I was scared that he's coming. I knew he would overpower the two people because he's tall. He was taller than all of us. So I knew he had that strength to overpower them. So I ran and I hid myself to the police officer and I told them, he's coming. So yeah. Woo, guys, yeah. Yeah, that's what I went through and it was not nice. Yeah. I am a survivor of GBV and I hope no one goes through that. if you are a perpetrator, if you are triggered, withdraw from the relationship. No one has to go through that. If you are triggered, if you feel the person you are with triggers you, withdraw from the relationship. No one deserves to be beaten or to be hit, no matter what. No one. So to all perpetrators out there who feel that she triggers me, she makes me, leave the relationship. Let her go. Right? And any victim who's out there, leave the relationship. The earlier the better. I stayed so long. I stayed too long, and my life was under threat. I would have lost the baby. I would have lost my daughter, because sometimes I ask myself, what if I stood in that house and waited to see what he was going to do? If he had the guts to still push these people who were there, and followed me to the police station. He followed me, he was there, telling the officers, let her open the case. Let her do, because that's what she wants after all. So don't stay too long until things are that bad. Don't ignore the red lights, guys. Do not. Yeah? Don't. I went to the workshop with my black eye, and some people would see, but I kept lying that it's just the pregnancy, I'm reacting, I'm getting these funny things. But later on, yes, I told some of them who I was comfortable, I told them the truth. What? Only later on. That's when I told some of them the truth. That actually your girl here has been going through some tough time, and it has not been easy to come out and just tell my story. Yeah? So I know this video has now become so long. I did not plan it to be this long, but I survived quite a lot, and it was not easy to come out. I've just shared parts and pieces that I'm comfortable to share. So if you are in this situation, if you are a perpetrator, please don't reach at a stage of harming or causing a life to be lost because you were triggered, right? Because many times I was told, you are the one who's triggering me. You are the one who's making me beat you. You are the one who's making me do this to you. Many times, I was told, you are disrespectful, you are what? I said several times assessing myself, but, I even had a friend who was like, Rita, I don't understand the respect this man demands from you, because, Lord, the way you behave around this man, what you do, the way I see you do. But anyway, he felt I was not respectful enough. He has his side of the story, and he has the right to come and share his story, or he has told his story to many other people. And most people who he has told the story don't believe my side of the story. I don't expect anyone to believe me, honestly, but I am telling my story. This is my story. This is what I went through. My children grew up being witnesses. Unfortunately, the baby who was also in my womb that time grew up to be part of this toxic situation. She also witnessed. She still talks about some of the incidences which she really feels were bad, that she has seen herself of daddy doing this to mommy. So if you are in this situation, do whatever you can to come out of it as soon as possible. If you are dating and these red lights are there, don't be lied that things will get better. In marriage, things do get worse. Unless you are one in a million story that change. Yes, there are some people who change. There are some people who change and things get better. Yeah, there are some cases of people. But unfortunately for me, things got bad. Things got worse. Until I filed for divorce. I will share a story on how I eventually left. How I managed to file for divorce and get out of the relationship. I will say this again. I'm not a victim of GBV. I am a survivor of gender-based violence. And I believe many of you who are going through this can also survive. There shouldn't be a death due to misunderstandings of relationships. There shouldn't be. Each of us should be honest with ourselves and take a decision. The perpetrator or the person who feels triggered should also be honest and say, you know what? This person I'm with keeps triggering me. Let me leave this relationship. Right? It's not only on the victim or the survivor, also the perpetrator have to be honest with themselves and say, if she triggers me, if she does not respect me, if she doesn't do what I want, let me leave her. Same as the victims. You will need to make a decision to leave one day or the other. So that is my story, part of my story, which I was comfortable to share. The rest, maybe one day in my book, I might be comfortable to share the whole details of the story. But for now, thank you for listening once again. Thank you for coming through to this platform, Talks with Rita. This is heart-to-heart talks that I'm currently sharing. We had part 1. This is part 2. And then we will have part 3 and part 4. And then I think we'll be done with the heart-to-heart talks. And again, I'm not in any way planning to tarnish or harm the other person. This is my story and this is my truth. So I love you all. See you again in the next video. Bye.